Long time no see. I've got a couple of complimentary plays, though, for you for this Thursday night card out on the West Coast. The Giants and the Padres game, and an early evening contest in Washington between the Nationals and the Orioles. This is one of my favorite days of the year, the NBA draft. I love it a hell of a lot more than the NFL draft, to be honest with you. The first one I covered as a reporter, among many, was way back in 1984. That was a time I was working for an organization called Dial Sports. Yes, boys and girls, before the internet, before cell phones, before beepers, before sports pagers, when people wanted scores, they actually called a 976 number, where they would pay between 5 and 15 cents per call to get their scores updated every 5 to 10 minutes on nights and weekends. But during the daytime, it was run as more or less a radio station where every half hour you would call this number and you would get sports reports about your favorite team, whether you were in Philadelphia, New York, or Boston, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, whatever. It was some 25 cities across the country. You would hear reports not only your team, but actualities, which were sound bites from your favorite stars, etc. You would get previews for games, gambling selections, etc. Well, of course, 1984, we were covering the draft, and I was manning the Philadelphia desk, and 76ers had two big picks that year, the number 5 pick in the draft and also the number 10 pick in the first round. Now, that, of course, was the big draft where a guy by Hakeem Olajuwon was drafted number 1. And number 2, well, you may recall the Portland Trailblazers decided to go with this guy by the name of Sam Bowie out of Kentucky. Now, as a kid, I happened to grow up in Pennsylvania, and I happened to watch, as a kid on television, Sam Bowie played in Lebanon, Pennsylvania in high school. So when his team was advancing through the state championship games, I used to watch him. And I always thought to myself, my God, okay, he's a legitimate big guy, but he had these like little spindly chicken legs. Gee, what happened to him with his career, huh? But of course, listen, everybody likes to say, oh, what a big mistake everybody make, because the Trailblazers passed up an opportunity to draft Michael Jordan, and you know the story there. But let me tell you something. In 1984, I was there. Nobody knew that Michael Jordan was going to become Michael Jordan. Nobody. He had a nice little career at North Carolina. But I'm telling you, nobody there at the draft was talking about Michael Jordan was going to be the next big thing. That Michael Jordan was going to become Michael Jordan. Just wasn't the thing. Everybody knew Hakeem Olajuwon was going to be the thing. And when the 76ers came around and took the 5th pick, everybody was laughing at this pudgy guy who was listed at 6'6", but really was 6'4.5", who came out a year early out of Auburn that everybody had called the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley, because who was following SEC basketball at Auburn University, where this guy was shooting like 68%, averaging 15 points, almost 10 rebounds a game during his career. But man, he was one of these guys who would kill his mother for a rebound, and you could see the talent that Charles Barkley had. But everybody liked to laugh and thought the Sixers were a little out of their mind, but what a great pick. I thought it was a great pick that day. Of course, who would have thought that Barkley would eventually get in shape? But, you looked at Barkley, and I had talked to a lot of guys, and, one guy I remember telling me even back then that Barkley had the athleticism of a guard when it came to being able to do things on the floor with the ball. But he also had the skills of a guy who could play power forward. And, when he got in shape, well, what a career he had. Where the Sixers blew it, though, was, of course, with the number 10 pick in that year's draft when they took a guy by the name of Leon Wood, who I think was out of Pepperdine, who had a more illustrious career later in life as an NBA referee. The steal in that draft, of course, was the number 16 pick, a little guy out of Gonzaga by the name of John Stockton, who went to the Utah Jazz. But, hey, it's a fun night, and everybody will speculate. Tonight, of course, nobody knows how it's going to play out. Back then, it was a 10-round draft. Thank God it's only a 2-round draft nowadays. But now it's so much more complicated because now you've got all the foreign players. You have so many teams, because of salary cap limitations, drafting players, stashing them. It's such a different ball game nowadays. Okay, listen, the big play tonight, of course, is going to be Brad Wilton, who has cashed in with 100 dime releases each of the past 3 nights, and tonight has his up the ante 150 dime release. As he goes to the well once more each of the past 3 nights. You've got a coupon that'll save $65 off the price of the play. Same thing goes tonight using coupon code BRAD for your savings, and all the other discount codes are over on the homepage. Let's talk about these plays here tonight. Madison Bumgarner, since coming back from that broken pinky that kept him on the sidelines, has made 3 starts. The Giants have lost all 3 of those games. He's failed to reach the 7th inning in any of those starts, and he hasn't looked sharp either. 17 1/3 innings, 19 hits, 4.67 earned run average, 5 walks, 3 homers allowed. But the thing that really stuck out to me is he only has 9 strikeouts in those 17 innings. Well, Bumgarner basically has gone through spring training. But sooner or later, he's going to pitch like Madison Bumgarner has in the past. And I'm thinking tonight is a good time to put your money down on him. Now, obviously, he's too big of a prohibitive favorite to play on the money line, so why not take a shot with the Giants on the run line as a $1.35 to $1.40 dog in this game, laying the 1.5 runs against the San Diego Padres team that has lost 4 in a row and has scored a total of 7 runs in those games. Now, the Giants opened their homestand by losing to the Marlins in the series opener, but then scoring 6 runs in each of the past 2 games to cap that series with consecutive wins, and they've now won 9 of their last 11 at home. True, the Padres are going with Tyson Ross, who has pitched extremely well in 2 starts against the Padres this year, going 1-0 with a 0.75 earned run average. But again, I think tonight is a good time to take the Giants, laying the 1.5 runs and making them a run line dog at a considerable take-back price. Your other complimentary play tonight, I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals. It's a heavy price on the run line, laying $1.35 to $1.40, but why not? Max Scherzer has lost each of his last 2 starts. He hasn't lost 3 straight starts since 2015 season. He has always pitched well against the Baltimore Orioles in his career, going back to the days when he was with the Detroit Tigers, at 2.87 earned run average and 11 career starts against the Orioles, including a May 30th performance at Baltimore in which he went 8 shutout innings and struck out 12 batters, walked 1, and allowed just 2 hits. He's 4-1 with a 1.95 earned run average in 7 starts already this season at home. And in those 7 starts, he's worked a total of 50 2/3 innings. He struck out 79 batters and allowed just 25 hits in those 50-plus frames. Kevin Gausman gets the call for Baltimore. He's got a 4.70 earned run average in 4 career starts against the Nationals. The team has lost each of his last 6 starts. He's 0-2 with a 4.46 earned run average in 7 road outings so far this season. And he's made 3 starts so far in the month of June. His record in them, 0-2, ERA of 5.09. The Nationals got shut out last night, 3-0. They had the rally for the 9-7 win 2 nights ago in the series opener. Listen, the Orioles won last night's game. Big deal. Their road record, still 10-28. That's the worst in the majors. They've still lost 10 of their last 12 games and 17 of their last 21. Lay the 1.5 runs. Go with the Nationals in this one. Of the 2 plays, although I'd like the Giants and to take back money, and I do believe Bumgarner is going to rebound tonight, I would probably still lay a little extra wood and go with the Nationals as the slightly better of the 2 run line choices tonight. That'll do it. Good luck, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.